now have a generation that believes everything about colonization was wrong. It wasn't. There were some terrible things and there were some good things to come out of it.
I'm saying that colonization, the empire was wrong. It was wrong, full stop. Profoundly racist set of basically invasions of other people where we subjugated people to our rule and sort of made them work for us. It was
Put yourself in the shoes.
made their
countries work.
But imagine yourself in the shoes of a 13-year-old boy hearing you say that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
What do they then, how do they then carry that through life?
Well,
in terms of who I am.
It's very hard even to fathom that at this age and time, we have people who still think that colonization was a good thing. This generation is more aware than the generation that was here before. We know that colonization was bad. There was nothing good about colonization. So I remember I was in primary school, we had to write an essay about the good things of colonization and bad things about colonization. And this is coming from our textbooks because it was written by the colonialists. So the things that they teach the children, they tell them that the colonization, there were good things about colonization. There was nothing good about colonization. It was an invasion. People came and invaded and they imposed their own ideologies. So the lady is concerned about the 13-year-old boy who hears it for the first time that his people colonized and invaded other people. And what about the African child that grows up to being told that they were barbaric, that their people were barbaric, people that had nothing, but which we know now it's not true because we know there were civilizations in Africa. There were many things going on in Africa just before the invasion came. So this whole ideology is a fallacy. We have been taught fallacy from the time we were young in school. We were taught fallacy about colonization, and we should teach the next generation that colonization was evil. It was an evil invasion, and that their people were not barbaric. People had civilizations, people had cities, people had libraries. I mean, we had the Kingdom of Timbuktu, we had the Great Zimbabwe War. I never knew these things until much later because the textbooks that we read, they never had information about African empires. I never knew about all this until I had to research. So we need to change. The Ministry of Education, they need to change the whole education system and teach children the right history.